Hi everybody, my name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with keto under 20 for the most part. I don't even know what I have today. I know my food is in, but I wasn't sure. Anyway, I hope that you're all doing well today. My most recent podcast was a little bit dark. Wow, I was sitting in the dark. Anyway, you'll have that now that it's fall and cloudy and things like that. So, do you ever get overwhelmed with the sources of people with the keto? Sometimes it's frustrating because the peers like me and other people, there's a few of us that I know of that are stricter, more disciplined keto, and no surprise that they're older. So they've already learned, maybe not the hard way, but the way that works for them, and they aren't playing as they get older. And you know, when I talked about that woman that was, I think, 78 and she'd lost 61 pounds or something like that, amazing. And I don't think she screwed around with keto-fied items. And then there are the doctors and the specialists that I love to listen to, and then they take a dive even deeper, and I'm like, whoa, okay, bring on the Dramamine. And I know this, if I listened to this particular podcast that I listened to again, I'd get a lot more out of it. It was with High Intensity Health, and he was interviewing Ben Brickman, I believe, and it looks like he's mostly a scientist because it took place in his lab. And it was fascinating. It was all about brown fat and white fat and insulin resistance and all those good things. And so part of it I could glean. I listened to half of it when I walked yesterday, and then the other half today. And so that is my most best time of the day for being not distracted by anything. And so it was confusing to me. So maybe I'll watch it again. But yeah, it was a dive deep into the technical parts. And he said, let me know if I'm getting too deep. It's like, and then Mike from High Intensity Health would use this term I've never heard before, like, one of the things was Beijing, and I don't think it's the city in China. Kind of like the Nile. The Nile is not the river in Egypt either, you know, for those of us that don't seem to get our program quickly the first time round. So if you're overwhelmed, just take a breath and sit back and just do your food program the way that you've been doing it. Simple is best. If you have to have, 4 or 5 ounces of a grass-fed burger, or 4 or 5 ounces of, haddock or cod or something like that at night for dinner with a salad, and then for lunch or your first meal or one of your meals have eggs and bacon, and just keep it so simple that somebody might accuse you of being boring. And it's like, boring? Heck no, I'm calling this safe. Because until I stop being confused, I just need to be with the tried and true. And you can't go wrong with that, A few green veggies, a green leafy salad, having more raw than cooked veggies, and then having just a small portion of the best and highest quality of fish or meat or poultry that you can have. And then there you go. Your carbs are low, you're satiated, you're getting enough fats if you're putting good oil on your salad and good butter on your veggies, and throw it in your coffee too. And so the one thing I did like about this man is that he is okay with us having fat in our coffee or tea, and that he says it doesn't spike the insulin, or if it does, it's so minuscule that it doesn't matter. So I liked hearing that too. So that was my lesson for today's walk. And yesterday we have a particular internet security program, and we've had it for a couple of years, and suddenly, Greg's was expiring. Just one of those messes where it's hard if English isn't their first language. It's hard for me because technical goes, and I'm the designated talk to these people person. And that was part of the deal of being semi-retired and having my days free. Honey, look, I can do all these Xfinity calls and the internet security calls, all the annoying, obnoxious calls. And so the whole time through, they kept telling me 5 hours. 5 hours. My entire afternoon of guilty pleasures gone. I'm telling you, from 2 o'clock until 7:15, actually like 1:30 to 7:15. And if you think I had fun, you are mistaken. And then they asked me to give feedback. Yeah, I did. So today, that was only one of the 3 devices that we have. So I have to do this all over again today and maybe tomorrow too. Crazy. So any creative thoughts I had for keto lifestyle definitely went out the window. But the good news is I didn't eat at it. The old me would have eaten at it, and I would have had something probably frozen and sugary and in abundance after, just to de-stress. But instead, I watched my nightly newscast and Inside Edition, and I slowly exhaled and went to bed a half hour later, but that's okay. I detoxed, and I guess maybe that's a self-care thing that I did. I took care of myself, and it worked. And so I'll do it again today. So I've put together my menu today. Yesterday I had, I lucked out. I got some organic ground turkey reduced, and I got 2 fillets reduced. And so we had filet steak last night. It was delicious, $5 for 2 huge fillets. Yeah, it worked. And today I'm having that ground turkey, zucchini, ricotta cheese, mozzarella cheese, and 1 tablespoon of Rao's hot pasta sauce. And that will be my lunch, and then my big salad tonight, along with a brisket that I cooked in the crock pot with cauliflower crumbles, organic, frozen from Trader Joe's, and carrots for Greg. He'll have the carrots, I'll have the carrot flavoring, and I'll have the cauliflower crumbles and throw in some green beans, 30 grams of green beans into it. And I will be a happy camper, along with my salad. And so I'm glad those things are prepared, except for the salad, so when I get on the phone with these people, you know, they can have my full attention, and maybe it will go faster today, and then I have to call Xfinity. So the trials and tribulations, but the reason I'm saying those things is that this was the kind of stressors that would make me eat, because I come out of it totally frustrated, blown away, exhausted, and powerless over the whole thing. So I look forward to this whole thing being done so I can get back to the fun that I have with my YouTube on my big TV and my classroom as I sit there and listen to people. So let's see what I've got going here with my foods for the day. And I'm suspecting we interrupt this podcast to pull it up. Okay, so today is September 13th, and yes, indeed, all my food is in. I'm having 1,224 calories. I can show you. All right, chronometer. September 13th, 2017. These are all the goodies I'm having. My bulletproof coffee I'm finishing up now. The 2 things of potassium, wheatgrass juice powder, 1.5 ounces of mozzarella, my Rao's asparagus in the salad just blanched, lettuce, the organic spring mix, cabbage and radicchio, the olive oil macadamia nut mix, some raw celery chopped up in it, cucumber probably with my lunch, beef brisket, cauliflower crumbles, green beans, zucchini in the with the ground turkey and the ground turkey. 1,224 calories, and it says that I've burned 1,274. So that means I forgot to put in my exercise that I just got home from. So I put in my exercise, which is walking 3.5 for 40 minutes. And then I add that. And then presto, it's over here, 1,394 burned, 1,224 consumed. The net carbs are 15, so then I go down here. And the total carbs are 23, 7.8 fiber. And the carbs are coming from, today, the cauliflower crumbles, the cucumber, the lettuce, green beans, cabbage, the ricotta has some, the 4 asparagus, the 2 ounces of raw zucchini, even the ground turkey has it, and the radicchio. And as you can see, none of that is a keto-fied kind of dessert. My fats are 86 today. My protein is 77. And those things, that's just a typical day for me. And it makes me happy. And so I've got my exercise in, I've got my food in, I will prepare my salad, I will deal with the technical issues, and maybe that'll help in uploading my podcast too. So that's my story here. It's just a regular old keto day, keeping it low, keeping it just veggies. I love my food program. I love that it's under 1,300 for the day, which is kind of where I am. I consider myself on maintenance, fluctuating between one amount and then 1 pound more, and so I go back and forth, and it all still works for me. Tomorrow is Thursday, September 14th, and it is my weekly weigh-in. So I will see if all of this made it another week. And as I've said here before, if I gain, then I start cutting back on stuff. And we'll go from there. But so far, so good. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom in Food, living the keto lifestyle, a bite at a time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.